Hey everyone, welcome to the Beauty School Bobby podcast. I am here with literally like one of my favorite people on earth. I am so excited that you get to meet the one and only Megan. And Megan is on the ABS team. And so she is going to recap with me about the amazing weekend that we just had. Megan, thank you so much for being here. I feel like everyone is about to be so obsessed with you.
Oh, Bobby, it's an honor. Thank you so much. And I'm still on a cloud. It was
I know.
amazing.
I know. So tell me, so from your side of this, you have spent the entire year, your job is with Cosmetologist Chicago, but you work and host and do so much for America's Beauty Show. So you are are you guys right back into planning for next year? Or how has this time been since the show?
Thank you. We are right back into planning. And in fact, it's the couple months leading up to that year's show that we're already planning for the next show. A lot of these pieces are in place so that we can share the date, April 5, 6, 7 of 2025, also at the Rosemont Stevens Convention Center. We are also having all of our plans in place so that even when we're on site, our sales team is constantly working with our exceptional brands, exhibitors, whether they're long-time exhibitors, whether they're first-time exhibitors, whether it's their first time exhibiting their product or their service in our What's Next area, or if they are more of our seasoned brands and they've been around for many, many shows. We just celebrated our 101st show, which is just an epic milestone in and of itself. But we always constantly strive to be prepared, to best be planning for the next, showing floor plans, offering spaces, and just planning many years ahead.
It's crazy that you're so into it, like on to the next right now, because we're still like coming down from this and being like, what just happened? Like that was crazy. I literally went and got an IV drip on Monday because I was like, I couldn't get out of like the brain fog and just like, it's like coming, like everything is so high energy. And then coming back
Yes.
to normal life, we're like, wait, what are we supposed to do? Our bodies did like not adapt properly for sure.
I'm on a cloud too, and I don't plan on coming down. I really don't. I think I'm so happy to hear really that, you're sharing that excitement and the momentum. It really is, it's one of a kind. And
Yeah.
that's what I think I like to share with everyone too, whether you've attended in the past or whether you've considered attending, please do come for a day, come
It
for all
was
3 days if your
so
schedule allows.
it was so fun this year. And I feel like the energy was even more than last year. Like last year being the 100th was like so big. And for some reason, like even just like watching all the recap videos and stuff, like it's just been like, oh yeah, that happened and that happened. And so that's why I wanted to talk to you. So Megan, you are, and I know that you know that everyone calls you this, and I hope you take it like as the compliment that like, even though we're like the same age, you are the ABS mom. Like you are 100% the mom of America's Beauty Show, which is like the best between all the influencers and just like managing everything. Like you are the safe space for so many people. So I'm just like so happy that we got to connect and got to meet. And I really could not think of a better person to like recap everything with. So if for those of you that like don't know, the show is put on by a very, very small team. When we started working with you all, I was like, oh, well, to put on a show that has, 25,000 attendees and like all this, I'm like, oh, it's got to be huge, right? And then when we started working together, I'm like, it's really such a small, like, it's a force. It's like the craziest, most motivated, driven, like hardworking team that I've ever met. And like, it's a team that gets stuff done, but it's a small team. So, I do think that that's something that most people probably don't know, is that you guys are just this little group that puts on this big show. But I think what's so awesome about that too is they'll see you around. Like you're going to see the board of directors, you're going to see the people. And like, I think people at the show don't even know, who you guys are or who's making everything happen. You're kind of just like mixed in with everyone else, which I think is really cool. But, how is it to like work on a team like this? With putting on such a huge event, what is like the vibe of the team? Like I said, I know you're the ABS mom, but what is the vibe for like everybody else?
Well, thanks, Bobby. And it's a compliment that I take warmly because I do. My heart and soul is into it. And I think that that's something that, um, the team feels the same. We're an internal team of 8. We have incredible partnerships with incredible partners. As we say, just as much in life, it takes a village. And so, we have wonderful, wonderful teams, and it's also just brings everything together because we're all able to celebrate all of our hard work and efforts in all the plans. And then throughout the ABS weekend to see it come to fruition. And really that's what it's all about. But there is a tremendous amount of heart and soul and passion truly that fuels the entire operation. And, and that's something that I would say about our team members too. Many of them have just a wealth of experience in different areas that they really are experts in. So we come together though, and I think a lot of people can relate in whatever, field and industry you're in. It's that we wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
And I think it's neat to be able to come together and really just have that can-do attitude, whatever it takes. It's while we work well independently, I would say, we're also all team players. And I think that's just sometimes just the recipe for success in life too, is really coming together and just doing whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And it,
Yeah, it really is a whatever it takes attitude, and you can like feel that. So for those of you that like don't, I've had a lot of people ask me like what I was doing there and like what our part was and like what the whole role of us even being there was. So I met you like 2 years ago, I guess was our first show. And we came on as, production. You manage all like the social teams and you're really the communication hub for everybody. If anybody needs anything, it's you go to Megan. And so you were like the centerpiece for that. And what's so fun about us getting to come up is not only do I get to do what I love with like hosting and meeting people and all of that stuff, but Mark was doing production this year for all of that too. So all of the recaps that are coming out, the stories, like stuff like that, that's, Mark was doing all of that editing after, but then I kind of got to do like the fun side of it, which is like meeting people, talking to people, and just like really being like a connection. So I know that, like I said, a lot of people were like, what were you doing? What was that dress? So I do want to kind of get into all of that. um,
yes.
I do want to get into all of that. So I want to start with
What weren't you
Saturday.
doing, Bobby, is the question, really. What weren't you doing?
I think that's what's crazy is this year we did say we're like, it has been like not like complaining at all, but like it was just like a lot different this year as far as like work. It was like nonstop where I felt like last year or maybe before just because we weren't as involved or maybe we just didn't know exactly where we needed to be. But now having like this structure and having like, yes, this is happening and we were just trying to be all over the place to capture as much as we could. And we definitely accomplished that. But let's start from like beginning of the show. So Saturday, is when we do the meeting. So that's when we all kind of get to be like, who is who? If you need this, go to this person, that person. Like, we're about to do this. And like, I like that day because I feel like there's just like excitement. How do you feel on Saturday morning?
The same.
Yeah.
It's like a rocket ship preparing to launch because you feel prepared.
Yeah.
You're
Yo, yeah.
done the work and everything is ready to launch. But I think that's the other thing. So our internal team is meeting in the show office. We're having our huddle. Everyone's coming together. At the same time, though, you can start to feel the energy building in the lobby as thousands of attendees pour in. The
Yes.
DJ's playing the music. You can feel the crowds coming in. You can hear even just the bags, the Ulta Beauty and American Beauty Show bags that everyone comes in and is able to fill with all their goodies and their shopping throughout. It's just that energy. There's really not, a lot you can compare that to. So I agree with you. And then we line up for the ribbon cutting. Our cosmetologist Chicago board of directors line up. We have the Village of Rosemont and the mayor who speak along with Frank Fulco, our CEO. And we just have a strong representation of our core group who welcomes all the attendees. And that's what it's all about too. Being a nonprofit organization, we are here to serve the licensed beauty community. And that is the number one goal and objective. So when we say the show is for you, it truly is.
Yeah.
That's what it's out. So to be able to welcome everyone who's coming that morning and then the next couple mornings too, because while that rocket ship launches and we enter all, into Saturday, that's just the beginning because
Hmm.
it continues
I
through
felt like I
Sunday
was
and the
walking
following Sunday.
around and I saw you doing this too, but I felt like I was walking around just like smiling at everybody. Like I was like so excited for them. Like because we got to
Yeah.
go, we're running around and like on Friday, even when we got there, we got to see the setup, which like what happened Friday to then Saturday morning and everything being ready was insane. I'm like, how did this happen? We were not here that long ago and things, boxes everywhere. Everyone's packing and setting up and all that stuff. Like it wasn't long in between Saturday. And then seeing it all come together, I was like, wait till you see this booth. Wait till, like I was like smiling at everybody before the ribbon cutting, just excited for them.
Yes. It's incredible too. Our team is on site the entire week leading up to the event as well. And I'd like to put out a time lapse video of even just the
Hmm.
construction crews who are bringing in the crates, the booths, the exhibits, the stages, everything that the brands have been shipping in. And then the crews work through the night. I mean, they're complete and total professionals. So they almost really just make it look easy, even though each and every time it's fascinating to
Yeah.
just see that progression of
Yeah.
coming out of crates to having a most decorated booth with bells, whistles, lights, models, stages,
Yeah.
or a very minimalist booth, whatever, it is but just to see it all come together and yes, and then be able to walk the show floor for days.
Yeah.
It's,
It's
yeah.
so fun. And then one of my favorite moments of that morning was all of the influencers showing up and like we hadn't seen each other since November. And so that moment of like everyone being together for the first time, because we really have just built this like little family. So it's so awesome. Like everyone just like hugging and being so excited to see each
Yes.
other. That was really fun. We did like something different this year. We kind of ran through the crowd to introduce everything and just like dancing up at the front with everybody. Like it's so surreal that we're like, are we doing this? But it just all happens. Like, I think that's what's like the magic of the show is there's so many moments like that that you're like, had we planned this, talked about it, whatever ahead of time, it wouldn't have felt like this. But these things happen just naturally throughout the show. And that really is the magic of it. So I feel like the creative freedom that you gave to everybody to be able to like, for us to kind of feel the energy in the room, to be like, yes, these are must have things that we want to capture, to use obviously, but there's going to be other magic moments that are going to be important too. So just like go where the energy is and like you just never know what's going to happen. We can't plan for everything thing that is going to happen at ABS. So there's so much of it that's just organic. And that was one of my favorite moments was the ribbon cutting. And then we went into like the president's or not the president's party. We went into the awards, after, right?
After the ribbon cutting and into the show
Yes.
floors.
Yes.
And
And then we had the press conference. Is that what
And
it's?
then
Is that what I'm trying to say? The press
absolutely, our
conference?
second press conference. That's right, because you were with us back in fall when we were launching the
Yeah.
official press
Hmm.
conference for 2024. And all of our 11 influencers were there as well. And all 11 were back at ABS and also with a total complete
Yes.
following of over 16 million followers and growing. It's incredible. But yes, so we gathered for the press conference, which took place Saturday afternoon on site with the awards and recognizing those who have dedicated their lives to the industry and awarding them,
Yeah.
for their service, their dedication, and their continued efforts.
That seemed to be a lot more like that seemed to be a bigger deal this year too. I feel like there was a lot of people in attendance in that room this year. I feel like it was like standing room only for that. So that was really special. And I was really happy to see that. And then we like hopped over to get ready, get changed right into the president's party to global
Yes.
image. So tell me like what your highlights are about global image.
Really, the entire evening. What was really also extra special about this year is that it was three parties in one epic ultimate night of fun. So the president's
Hmm.
party is hosted by our board of directors, Cosmetologist Chicago, and everybody is invited. So that is it. Everything is, I mean, we just continue to just welcome anyone who would like to join us, completely inclusive. The more the merrier. So being able to start with the president's party in the lobby, and then when the doors open for the ABS Global Image Awards, that's just another spectacular component of the evening. And to have we had 1,000 VIP swag bags with barely any left, that then we were able to distribute to the
Wow.
staff and those that were also part of this wonderful evening. But we had over 800 chairs full. We had DJ Blattner was our MC once again. She's phenomenal and just lights up the stage with even more energy. We're
Yes.
able to award so many talented artists who submit their photo creations, the before and afters, and 7 different categories, and being able to recognize and honor them with experts in the field who are part of distributing the awards. And then, of course, having you, Bobby, and Mark behind the scenes to be able to have our award winners with the step and repeat and being able to interview them, especially in that moment, and just
Mhm.
really just hear from them, hear
Yeah.
directly from them. And then the evening still continued on with the Ulta Beauty after party, which was the first of its kind and was a wonderful success with more dancing, DJs, photo booth activations, delicious hors d'oeuvres. It was just really a night to remember.
That was so fun. And I loved this year. I mean, the stage alone, I know that if you weren't able to attend, the stage that Jake obviously like worked so hard on and just did such an incredible job, was such a centerpiece of the show this year. And having it there and that just like the dark, the lights, like it was amazing. Like I thought it was so like, it just felt like you're like at the Grammys. Like
Yeah.
that's how it feels. It doesn't feel like you're just at a convention center. It feels like you're at the Grammys, which this year, because the theme was maximalism, I was like, I got to step it up this year.
Oh, you knocked
And
it out of the park,
so
Bobby.
fun,
All the
so
viewers
fun to
we
get
need to
dressed
put
up.
a Bobby's photo in her. You just have to see it to believe it. Wow.
That was so fun. And I loved like, again, just getting to be dressed up. And the thing is that the people that we're interviewing are not only like the winners that are huge in the industry, but the presenters too are humongous, like top of the top. So what I think that people don't always understand is like, I think the one thing I've been trying to like relay, and especially through the videos and stuff that we've been putting out, is like, you're mixed and mingled with these people. Again, just like you're walking through the crowd, like people don't know, like, oh, this is Megan, But like, I think that you're going to see your favorite celebrity stylist, esthetician, nail art, whoever you are looking up to. If you know they're coming to the ABS, you're going to see them. And like everyone was at the Ulta after party. Everyone's there dancing together. Everyone's having fun. You see them at Global Image. Like they're so accessible. And I don't think people realize how much you actually get to mingle with those people. And I loved seeing the interactions of fans like coming up to them. That was really fun with the President's Party, Global Image, and then the Ulta After Party. I think that's kind of my favorite part if I had to be like, obviously it was so
Yes.
fun, but seeing the attendees get to meet the people they're looking up to and just like having a fun night with them, like that's crazy.
It's true. And our legends and icons are also, if I could speak for them, which I can't, but I feel that the feeling is mutual or they wouldn't be there. And so
Yes.
it really is. It's
Mm-hmm.
just such an inclusive and fun and positive evening and just overall 3-day show weekend. It's like a
Yeah.
gift that keeps on giving. It really does. So thank you for
Yeah. So we
supporting.
like went to bed late that night. We were like editing and stuff still that day. So we go to bed and then we're like right back at it the next day. So we do that all over again, which is so crazy to think about. But for some reason in the moment, time is such a weird, like warped, like that whole weekend time is just like off. Like I had no clue what time it was ever, whether it was morning, night, anything. I was like so turned around. But so we go back Sunday, same thing. Like, and Sunday's the biggest day for attendees, right? That's the busiest.
Typically, yes, but our Mondays are very strong too. And with Mondays being an industry day for many being off, we do see a very strong population come through on Monday as well.
Yeah. So on Sunday, so show floor, like obviously like everyone's shopping. A lot of people like didn't come Saturday, they're Sunday. So that excitement's still going again. It's still like, even though we're on our second day, it's the first day for a lot of people are there. So again, high energy, people just coming in and out of those doors. I just felt like there was a flood like all day Sunday. Haven't even talked about all the classes that people are going to, all the classes happening. So that's Sunday. And then Sunday night was so much fun. So that was something I honestly, I don't like have like a favorite night, but Sunday was really fun.
Really fun. In all capital letters.
So
Christopher Benson's
yeah,
Collective at the America's Beauty Show hosts an ABS Sunday night party every Sunday night of America's Beauty Show. And this year we hosted Christopher Benson and his CBC Live. He had a neon glow party at Joe's in the entertainment district. Again, another packed house, 800 people, standing room only. All the bells and whistles once again, passing out all the, oh my goodness, I'm just like remembering us in those neon sunglasses and all the glow sticks and the music and the competitions taking place on stage and ultimately just the showcase of the artistry and talents. It's really
yeah,
incredible.
that
And that's what the crowd gets to see too. And later, we concluded with the dance off with level 3 bringing up the crowd having that final dance off. So it's really, interactive and engaging. Everyone can be a part of it and is.
I was thinking that for the salons, like that got to go to that and to all be together. I mean, that was like a club night. Like that was like, we're going out. We're going to have so much fun. Like that was amazing. All the free stuff they gave away, the insane, like I've just never seen a show like that before. So that was really special this year. And just, that was so much
So much
fun.
fun.
Everyone was dancing. I mean, the whole crowd, I know that we had like the area where it was just kind of Mark Hain and some of the guys from Evo or for Ghost Productions, and they were like up there, and it's just like us kind of going back and forth, and then all of a sudden, like the crowd flooded it's like they couldn't stay away. That's how electric the stage
It was.
was, and all the free stuff that they were like throwing out, like I just couldn't. I know we were like talking in the corner and like just smiling so big at like all the fun that everyone else is having. And that was really, really cool. So I really liked Sunday night a lot. That was a really fun
It
night.
was. We'll do that again. Have a true
Yes, that was
experience.
awesome. And then,
Whether you were there or weren't
in,
there, please come. You will not regret
oh my gosh. Yes, I think that even next year, like that's going to be a big, big push. I think even more people are going to be like, we want to do that
it. Yes.
again. So like that's going to be like, that's going to be so exciting. And then Monday is the student day. So Monday is the day where I feel like on energy level, we're like at the end. We're like, you can see the finish line and like we've made it, but everyone is, you would never know because we're also like, like so happy and just like smiley, but we were crashing on Monday. Like
Fumes.
this year
You're
was
on
like
fumes.
energy drinks and all of that. Oh, we didn't even talk about how you were pushing energy drinks at like 9 o'clock at night of Global Image.
That's that
It was the
feeling.
best. You go, Bobby, like, and for anybody that knows me, like energy drinks, like I usually don't need that, but I was just like, I need some pep in my step. And you were like, I just had a couple sips of a Red Bull and I feel great. Meanwhile, you're texting at like 12:30, like still flying. That was the
Red Bull
best.
gave us wings. Just naturally powered wings to
It was
continue to just power
amazing.
through. Plus the Taylor Swift
Oh,
dropped. There was also some good
yes,
music to be had. What a great weekend all around. It really was.
it was amazing. Yeah. And Monday, I was just, like I said, like so happy to see like all the students and student competitions, like their excitement coming in. I really, really loved that part too, because they were all just like in awe of everyone and everything. And that the people that you're going up to, like those are my people, like that's beauty school students. So I was so happy to see all of them. And, but there almost is like when it came time, because the weekend goes so quickly that when it came time to be like, okay, like we have to say our goodbyes now. We're like, no, like we don't want to leave. Like that's how close everyone gets after that.
Yes. It truly it's the truth. It's the authentic
Yeah.
truth. And I think that's what makes America's Beauty Show so special. I think that's why we're planning our 102nd show. Because it's a place that you want to return to year after year. And even
Yes.
to our students, maybe this is your first experience ever being part of a show like this. And you will be amazed with over 350 classes, with over 400 brands to see and discover, with a sold out show floor that you can just walk around. This year we had Fruitful Yield. We had the first ever health and wellness pavilion.
Mhm.
That's another thing, is we're always listening. What is it that you're looking for? How can we continue to serve our attendees? In what ways? And often that is health and wellness and strategies, even just simple yoga stretches that can help you every day
Mhm.
in your movements, and being able to get all of your credits throughout the ABS weekend. The classes are exceptional. Many are hands on. Many you can register for in advance. Others you can just decide the day of. We offer a discounted student ticket that's $29.99 for 3 days for our students. So we really like students
It's
to
amazing.
just come and enjoy, and whatever, day or days, works. And that alone is just exceptional.
Yeah, there was so much. It's too much to even like, I feel like I haven't even like remembered everything. Like I have these weird highlights going through my head
Mhm.
of just like these memories and these things that are like, just bright moments. And so many of them are with you. And we all are just so thankful for everything you're doing with the show. Like I really feel like your energy is just like so present everywhere. Like anytime we see you, like you need water, or you good, like you're just always checking in. And I just know that especially with the influencers, with us, with the team, like with everybody that you work with, like it really is just so much of your energy that makes a difference. And I just love the leadership. I texted Frank and I told him, I think one of my favorite things about doing this and coming back every year is like just watching this teamwork. Like it really is amazing. And his leadership and just his directness and all that. Like I love it so much because I feel like I can relate to how he leads so much. And I'm like, man, just even having these 3 days with you guys is motivation for me to come back to do what I do, to come back to the school. I feel like it's just been really positive this year, and it's kind of lingered a little bit more. And I'm really, really thankful for that. So it's like the show, like even though it's over, it really sticks with you. And I think the salons, like it changes you. And I think that I don't know how to explain that. I know that we're trying to talk about it as much as we can, share as much as we can through video so people can understand like who is at the show. Everyone's at the show. Like there is somebody, some place, some booth there. Like so many people are there. Like it's so inclusive. Like I don't know. It's just like something really, really different. And I think it will change you. I think so many salons that have never been before, they're going back more excited, more motivated. And the education is unbelievable. I mean, when you can walk through, I had a crazy moment, Megan, where I was like, what the heck? But like, I was walking through, like, ran into Daniel Mason Jones, Mariah, like right away. Sam Villa is teaching a class. I have a line for like the TikTok influencers. Like, you go up into that area. People, again, I just can't explain it. And it's so hard until you're there of what it like actually is. But it's wild. Like that you're like, oh, there's that person. This class is happening right now. And you just, scan your little thing and you walk in. Like it's unreal. And I know that just doesn't happen everywhere. And that was one of my favorite moments. I remember walking through and just being like, this is insane. Like it feels like a
It
dream.
does. You can walk in and listen to a panel of
Hmm.
every just it's so unique also in all the different topics. While they're so relevant, they're all very different. So you can pick what you're most interested in and hear all these different viewpoints and have a seat. There's a space for you.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
so glad to hear this too, Bob, because it is the truth. And you and Mark and your team have also just an extraordinary gift in being able to bring this to life through the visuals of what you captured during the
Hmm.
show. And there's such an extensive just wealth of information and content that comes out of just all of the happenings. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
just incredible how you're able to then edit that down into just snippets and reels and interviews, and be able to just put out a variety of just experiences and opportunities that happened, that will continue to happen, that exist. that you can connect with, that you can, be reminded of and reflect back on. If you
Yeah.
miss something, that you can catch it again the next show. We're constantly reinventing all of the ideas, but also there's much that you can expect to see and grow from again and again. So thank you for everything.
It's the perfect balance
You
between like thank you. I think it's like the perfect balance between professional and fun. Like you're working, you're learning, like whatever, but it is just walking right down that middle of like where you're having the most fun we've ever had. All while like working and networking and just the people that you meet. I mean, I know that everyone probably feels this way, but coming back, like I had my notes of everyone that I'm like, oh, I want to reach out and, podcast episodes and all that stuff. And so connecting with everybody again after has been really fun. And I just cannot encourage people enough to attend this show because I think, again, a lot of people are like, oh, well, it'll be this or that. Or like, you just, unless you have been there, and unless you've been there recently, I want to say like in the last like 4 years, you haven't been to America's Beauty Show. Like you have to go to experience like how much has been added, how much is changing. Like every single category. There's just nothing missed. Like everything is covered and it's just the best. So we can get tickets now, right? Tickets are on
Yes.
sale for 2025.
Yes, we have sale
Okay.
pricing live right now. So get your ticket, plan your trip.
Yeah. It's americasbeautyshow.com, right?
Correct. And follow us on
Awesome.
social,
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Really proud
Yes.
of our.
I think there's so much content now, like that people can actually show. Like now you can actually like really see what just happened and what we're talking about. Like if you haven't seen it, yeah, follow TikTok, Instagram, like all of those things. Cause I think it's really, really easy to see what you're missing and why you need to be there next year.
Yes. And you can catch all of Bobby and Mark Powell and company's extraordinary creativity and everything that they continue to put out of all these recaps, so we can continue to relive it together and get excited for April 4th, 5th, and 6th of 2025.
Yes. Well, I can't wait. You're my favorite part of the show. And I know that I'm hopefully going to get to see you before ABS,
Yes.
but definitely at ABS next year. So I hope everyone listening is there with us. And my dream has always to have Knoxville like really representing. We had a bunch of people from Knoxville this year, and I'm hoping even more next year. So wherever you are, just make sure you get to America's Beauty Show next
Yes,
year.
we will love to see you there. We look forward to that. And Bobby, thank you for everything. It's a dynamite
Thank you,
partnership and,
Megan.
and one we look forward to for chapters ahead.